Hey, what's going down? I'm Donald Nelson with Supreme Confidence. You're listening to today's episode, Special Confidence in the Klutch podcast on the Confidence in the Klutch Network, the In the Klutch podcast, focusing on the 2018-19 Milwaukee City Girls Conference basketball preview. It should have been out. Been busy with grad school. It is what it is. Whether it's the game of basketball or the game of life, you got to have confidence in the clutch. Practice makes confidence. Pressure makes diamonds. Stay sucker free. Keep it a buck. Stay woke or get out. This gold ball or bust season, y'all. Got to get that copy written for some hater try to take it from me, man. Listen on Apple Podcasts and Google Play Music and at confidenceintheclutch.podbean.com. Subscribe, rate, and review. Hit that bell button to get notifications of new episodes and when we go live on the network. It's important. Visit us on Facebook /Confidence in the Klutch. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at KInTheK. Coming up for today's new podcast, we're going to talk about the new conference look for the girls and why the change, each team's previous year finishes, projected conference finishes, preseason all-conference and player of the year, predicted order, finishing record, WIAA Playoffs, gold ball or bust, who got to do it, fact versus opinion, a lot of other things, y'all. At Confidence in the Klutch, we are feared more than love, but never hated. The confidence starts right now. 3, 2, 1. Confidence on 3, in the clutch on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Confidence.
4, 5, 6.
In the clutch.
Confidence in the Klutch.
Yeah. That's how we do it, y'all. I want to welcome you to the, this is the 6, 7 podcast in the network. We got Confidence in the Klutch. We got MKE Chosen Few series, the basketball interview series. We have the Queen of the South Reverberation podcast. We have the Power Reverberation podcast. We have the Love Affair Discussions with Kels podcast. We have the Office of Akil and Bella podcast. Now we have the In the Klutch podcast, Game of the Week, girls basketball, and coming up after this, sometime this week, Something to Cook, the cooking podcast. So we just doing stuff, y'all. We're doing stuff. We're growing, and let's get into it right now. The reason I needed to do this is because we need to support and celebrate whatever we can when it comes to the youth. Now, if we look at things, there's things out here already that we have our state media coverage, but it's something about somebody that's been in the game, had the confidence in the clutch to make things happen throughout so many years that there was a void that needed to be filled. I feel that void, along with firsthand information, knowing what's really going on. You know what I mean? It is what it is. In my analytic view of the game, I can be able to give people insight and take you in the locker room, behind the curtain, wherever you need to go in the city. Right. Starting with girls, we'll move around to the boys, whatever it is, what it is. Other sports, right now, you know what my love is. My love is with the girls basketball. That's what I've been doing. So let's jump into the show, y'all. Oh, okay. I'm looking for something. Always. Y'all, anybody that listen to the pod, y'all know I'm always like, oh, I forgot something. You know what I'm saying? As usual, in my fashion, I forgot something, but it's cool though. We're gonna make it work, just like we just did right now. Holla back. Now, the new conference look. The new conference look came about because, and I'm gonna get into later on why. When I was coaching in the conference, there were some things that needed to change. We moved away from playing everybody because it was getting crazy in the games. So we wanted to say, let's not beat up on the other teams per se. We thought we were doing them justice by saying let's not play them, but in actuality, we did them an injustice and did ourselves an injustice. We went from playing 12 conference games to only 8. And that meant we have 14 non-conference games instead of 10 now. You understand me? So when you a go-getter, right, you schedule real games against real teams, right? You don't give up quote-unquote cupcake games to go get other cupcake teams. You know what I'm saying? You schedule middle of the road, equal talent of yours, and you definitely schedule tougher competition to see where your team is at. During that time, I took a big hit. You know what I mean? We were under 500 every year the last 3 years. So, with the big change, though, that change came through. Do the math. So, that means we didn't play Sisters of the Poor, Brothers of the Deaf. You know what I mean? We played some killers. So, it is what it is. So, that's why, and I get into a little bit later what's the reasoning for bringing it back together. But basically, it was time to stop the 3 divisions for 5 in the gold and blue and 6 in the red. It was just silly. It didn't make no sense. It's as silly as the boys still got you play each other one time. No, the talent disparity in the boys city conference is where they need to go ahead and split that up in 2 divisions as well. If you want to play somebody, to be a non-conference games on the other side, right? Them home and homes will mean a lot for them Kings and Washingtons and them Vincents and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? All the Souths, all the heavy hitters on that side. And then you got to play up, not you get relegated every year. Or every 2 years, you get relegated. However they want to do it. It ain't nothing but a schedule change. Anyway, there will be a new conference champion this year. King can't be conference champion. I don't know what they're going to do due to the schedule change, because King really wanted to go independent. But, of course, the MPS is not going to allow that to happen, because if King goes independent, then they can't claim – I mean, it's still an MPS school, but, you know what I mean? They want to say the city conference when it comes to winning. A city conference school won something, so – that's it. But if King could have had it their way, they would have went independent in a couple sports. The thing about us going independent in sports or joining other conferences that'll never make sense for city teams is that we're only good in a couple sports: track, basketball, and football. That's about it. We don't send too many kids in other sports. Shout out to Kay Clark, who finished I think top 5, top 8 in cross country. You know what I'm saying? That's love right there. I wish more kids played cross country. Ran cross country. Can't play cross country. But that's what I was talking about with the new conference look. It's going to be a new champion. Last year, King split. So while we're talking about King, let's jump into it. All right. King, coached by Craig Maku. This is Maku's 10th season, if I'm not mistaken. I was there the first 2. Let's see, team previews. All right, King, as of right now, is 5-1. Their 2017-18 record, they were 20-5, lost to Oak Creek in the sectional final. Finished first in conference, 7-1. All conference players lost. Morehouse, 8.9 points, 3.8 rebounds, 4.9 assists, and Price, 3 points. Returning all conference players: Sidney Roby, 17-11, co-player of the year. Kay Clark, 14-4, rebounds, first team all conference. New players to watch: Kyler Rex and Sidney Joy are transfers over from Dominican, and Kamaya McNeil transfer over from Shorewood. So Rex and Joy sophomores, McNeil Jr. Now, is this their last run at King? Roby, conference player of the year, all-state, all-area, Gatorade player of the year, signed in the fall to the University of Miami, the U. That's ACC, baby. That's big for us. We don't send too many girls ACC. That's super big. You know what I mean? Like Enrique went, you know what I'm saying? She's a sister, but, you know, she played in the greater metro. But, you know what I'm saying? We don't send too many kids, period, from the state of Wisconsin ACC, so that's big. Now she can focus on her senior season. Kay is primed to show why she's the best 2 guard in the state, I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of good talent out here, but we focused on the girls in the city of Milwaukee, right, and the surrounding areas. Kay's jump shot has improved yearly. If you've been watching her game, her jump shot has improved yearly. And if she worked on attacking the basket with her right hand, first team All-State. I'm calling it out now. Confidence in the clutch. She's first team All-State. She's going, man. I saw her at the game on Friday. I should have did this a long time ago, a couple of weeks ago, actually. But, yeah, I saw her so far this season. Yeah, she's looking very good. And she just let it come to her. She lets it come to her. So, you know, oh, my God, she's looking real good. That's all I got to say. She'll be first team All-State. And Ali Garcia is poised to have a great year. I mean, Morehouse was the point guard. And this year, Garcia is thrust into that role to be the point guard. If she worked relentlessly on her handle, she would cause teams nightmares because she can shoot it. So she can be one of them kids that step over half and let it go. I don't know if she got the, you know what I'm saying, the sizzle and the shake like that. If it's north and south and east and west, but if she worked on that handle, they're gonna give teams problems because she can shoot. So I think ball security would be the thing that she needs to worry about, making sure she don't cough it up. But she's a great player as well. They're poised with these seniors to go out here and make it happen. So as long as she don't get rattled by defense and understand use that off arm to play, keep people up off of her. If she ain't got them handles and whips and all that, It's all good. And if she know anything, anybody that's going to play her straight up, they're going to overplay her anyway and reach. And all she got to do is get into them with her hips and make them foul and ride her. But that's probably too much game. All right. The key for the Lady Generals is Nina Blade, I believe. At 6'1", she's long and athletic. She can be a defensive nightmare. She keeps her hands straight, don't block, don't break her plane. If she worked on her jump shot and handle, she would be unguardable for King, right? Because you can't hold everybody. So who you gonna send to hold her? You can't worry about Clark. You can't worry about Roby. You can't worry about Garcia. Now what you gonna do with her, right? Quiet as cat. Reed and Duke will be key contributors. And I believe Reed is a sophomore. Duke is what grade is Bree? And I ain't even look. My fault, y'all. I believe Bree is a junior. They're gonna be key contributors off that bench to spell Garcia. Another girl, Burnett, can shoot it. She can really shoot it, and she's gotten better every year. Worked on her game. She's going to be very key. She's going to be able to stretch the floor. So if you got Garcia and Burnett being able to stretch that floor from corner to corner with post players that can flash high and low, they're going to be hard to beat. Period, point blank. All right. Keep an eye out for transfers. Kyla Rax and Sydney Joy from Dominican and McNeil from Shorewood are guaranteed additions that make them almost unbeatable once they get into the system and play that King style. Sources say McNeil will be eligible due to transfer rule in early 2019, end of January. If they figure out how to play Roby and Joy at the same time and utilize their guards' quickness, defensive pressure, and experience, they will walk away champions. They're set up to run a back-to-back, y'all. They got this year, win and get the experience, come right back and do it again. Why? Because McGuanago is going to be graduating some girls. So it is what it is. 2 weeks now, 2 weeks Epic win over McGuanago proved they're ready. You know what I'm saying? This last weekend, they lost the number 39 team in the country, Maine West, who's ranked number 2 in Illinois. So King is ranked number 1, came in preseason ranked number 2. They're number 1 because they beat McGuanago. They usually average about 70 points per game this season so far and give up 45 point. They usually average 70 points per game. Historically, this year they're averaging 45.2 points per game and defensively giving up 35.2, right? K is averaging 15.5 points, 6.8 rebounds, 2.8 assists on the season. Roby's averaging 10 and 12, and Nina's averaging 8.5, right? That's it. Team number 2, I'm talking about Vincent. This is Ashley Burt's first season. They were 2-0 when I took my notes. Their 2017-18 record, they were 22-3 and lost to Beaver Dam in the sectional semifinal. Place in conference last year was first at 7-1. All conference players lost. Savannah Crockett 16.8, 10.7 rebounds, and Kat Kirkwood 14.2 points, 7.7 rebounds. Returning all conference players, Ariel Kirkwood 15.2 points, 9.1 rebounds. First team all conference, and Nelly Rodriguez 6.3 points, second team all conference. Right. New players to watch. Don't know, because the ones we had left. I was on the staff, and we're going to be with the Lady Vikings, but their coach got unceremoniously released as well this season. I don't know. It's the releasing of the black coaches in the city this year. They released 3 of us. Me, they released James from Vincent, they released Brooks from Marshall. So it is what it is. For Vincent, the loss of Wright, Crockett, and Kat Kirkwood will be big holes to fill. With undeniably the best 1-2 punch in the conference, they can have it with Nelly and Ariel. Vincent is determined to let everybody know that last year was not a fluke. Another fallen coach in James Wright, who's currently at Shorewood, has left the Vikings in turmoil. Holdover Ashley Birch from the staff from last year will take over at the helm, with holdover Shalon Landry staying as well. Putting it on wax, Ariel Kirkwood is the best player in the city conference. I'm putting it on wax. She can do it all. She can do it all. Last year, you can pick any one of those 3 they had for player of the year for Vincent. I'm putting it down for Eric. She can do it all. So I know Roby is looking very good right now. So, of course, we'll get into that later, what's possibly going to happen. But she can do it all. She has no weaknesses, really. I look for Vincent, even though they're undermanned, to compete for the league crown. Right now, they were averaging 49 points per game and giving up 40. Ariel, they only had one game in Wish Sports, 25 points, with Nelly averaging 15. All right, now we going to the school where I used to coach at on the east side. So Riverside, Coach Black, first season there. Time it is taking notes, 1-2. Their 2017-18 record, 9-14. Lost to Franklin Regional semifinal. Placed in conference second, 3-5. All conference player lost. Marlia Drake, 15 points, 5 rebounds. Returning all conference player, Aaliyah Jones, 7 points, 3 rebounds. Second team all conference. Freshman player of the year. New players to watch: Sydney Scruggs, freshman, and Olivia Robertson, senior. Lady Tigers return a talented backcourt led by sophomores Aaliyah Jones and Jaden Claypool. Super sophomores Nadia Landry and Deborah Johnson will provide depth and quickness at the post position. Freshman Sydney Scruggs showed her promise in summer league and so far is averaging 16 points a game. Olivia Robertson with a 12.7 career average will be a welcome addition in January once cleared due to WIAA transfer rules. I hope they have enough games to implement her with the schedule. We'll see. Without Robertson, they're small, and unless they gain rebound, will have trouble on the boards. In my opinion, they have the best young trio of stars in the conference. Right now, they're averaging 61 points per game and giving up 65.3. Jaden Claypool is leading Riverside with 17.3 points per game, followed by Aaliyah Jones, 16.3 points per game and 4 assists, and Sydney Scruggs with 13.7 points per game. I feel naked out here. I got to get some music back out here. Let's get some music back out here. Let me see what I got. Yeah, we can do this. Okay. Coming up next, Washington. This is Dee Pate's second season. They were 2-0 at the time of this. 2017-18 record was 11-13. Lost to Pius in sectional semifinal. It was great last year for City Conference. We had 3 teams make sectionals. That was awesome. They tied for second in conference, 3-5 as well. All conference player lost. Amani Kelly, 11 points and 4.9 rebounds. And Alexis Jordan, 7 points, 9.5 rebounds. Returning all conference players: Lejanique Perry Ellis, 19.6 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 6.9%. She was first in the league in scoring, first team all conference. And Soleil Johnson, 15 points, 12.9 rebounds, first team, first in the conference in rebounding, and first team all conference. So they have the number one scorer in the conference and the number one rebounder. Y'all do the math. You know what I'm saying? Do the math with that. What that can be. They're sneaky good. They got sneaky transfers in. They going to do what they do. You know what I mean? That's a scary, scary team to see. All right? Lady Pergold has made it all the way to the sectional semifinal. They returned their 1-2 punch, and Ellis and Johnson both are poised for breakout seasons. The key for Washington will be the help. They have a few transfers, and we have to see how they pan out. Leja led the conference scoring last year and is looking to repeat. She should have her eyes set on Conference Player of the Year. Johnson will be an inside-outside presence that we haven't seen at her size in the conference in a while. That girl like to shoot. She like to dribble the ball, handle it. Everybody look at her, get on the block. But she be wanting to do that stuff since she can do it. So probably a bigger mixture of inside, outside. She gonna manage something to deal with. My question for Washington: do they have the other guard to help out Leja? That's always been the problem Leja's years there. That other guard that you can't just key in on Leja and make her work extra hard and wear her down, right? Do they have the outside shooting to space the floor as well? Right now, Washington's averaging 69 points per game. Defensively, 62.5 points per game they're giving up. Lejanique, boy, putting in work right now. 29.5 points a game, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. Soleil, 18 points, 4 rebounds. And a young lady named Rakayla is averaging 11 points a game. Moving on. MSL, Coach Doc, John Cunningham's their second season there. They're currently 3-0 at the time of this. 2017-18 record, 9-14. Lost to Brookfield Academy in regional semifinal. Placed in conference was third. We only have 5 teams, so when you have 2 teams tied for second, 2 teams tied for first, they came in third automatically, even though we don't do the third, whatever. They didn't have a conference win last year. but it's okay. Adia Rogers was hurt last year. All conference player lost. Adia Rogers, 16.6 points, 8.6 rebounds, and 4.6 assists. Returning all conference players, Nevaeh Howard, 15.1 points, 5.6 rebounds. Second team all conference. Is it Kalia or Kayla Watson? 8.9 points, second team all conference. She was a freshman player of the year with Aaliyah Jones from Riverside. She was co. And what's it, Cassie Butler? 4.4 points and 9.3 rebounds. She was second team all conference. Now, the biggest thing is they lost 2 starters. The Lady Hawks go into their second year of the Cunningham experience. Unfortunately, they had lost to 2 starters to injuries and will not play this season. Is it, I think is it Kalia Watson? And Nevaeh Howard. Howard was just coming into her own. I pinned her LeBron. She can do it all. She was doing it all last year. She was just coming into her own and was trying to make the Lady Hawks her team coming into this season. Look for freshman Jaycia Cunningham to post first team all conference numbers. Trust me. Look for Jaycia to post first team all conference numbers where y'all going to have to make a choice on what y'all going to do with her. Her and Scruggs, trust me, they're gonna be making you make some choices for first team all conference. Put it on wax. MSL's averaging 76 points per game, defensively giving up 21.7. JC is averaging 15.7 assists. Is it Deanna averaging 14.7 and Ashanti averaging 13 points and 4 assists. Now we're moving into the newbies to the conference, right? Hamilton, coached by Gonzalez. I don't know how many years he's been there. They're currently 2-2, 27-18 record. They were 18-4. They lost to Brookfield Central in the regional semifinal. Place in conference for the Blue Division was first at 9-0. They was 9-0. So the returning all conference players: Rakita Hibbler, 14.3 points, first team all conference in the blue. Marshall Bolden, 16.9 points per game, player of the year that conference, and Victoria Mitchell, 10 points per game, second team all conference. The Lady Wildcats returned to the Gold Division after a 5-year absence. They won the Blue Division last season and is ready to show that they compete with the best of the city. Lady Wildcats have height and guard play that will give team fits. They made the ultimate championship for Summer League versus Vincent and lost by 1 point to your boy. They're ready to make some noise, y'all. They're giving up. They averaging 64.5 points per game, defensively 44. They're the South Side's little quiet secret. They get an elite player to go out there that can make some noise. Marshall's averaging 15 points and 8.7 rebounds. Tanzania averaging 12 points. Victoria's averaging 11.5 points and 11.3 rebounds. Moving on. Bayview for Johnson. I believe this is his second year. They're 2-3. 27-18 record, 9-13. Lost to South Milwaukee in regional quarterfinal. Place in conference in the blue was fourth at 5-5. Returning all conference player Faith Watkins, 17.2, second team all conference in the blue. The Lady Bearcats also returned after relegation to the Blue Division. Led by senior forward Watkins, they will struggle due to a lack in numbers this season. Right now, they're averaging 51 points per game, defensively giving up 44. Faith averaging 26.8 points and 15 rebounds. Cammie, 9.3. Finally, we have Reagan, coached by O'Connor. Don't know how many years she's been there. Right now, they're 1-3. 2017-18 record, 11-12 last year. Lost to Oak Creek in the regional semifinal. Placed in conference, they were in the red division, was first at 7-1. Returning all conference players: Haley Miranda, 16.2 points, first team all conference. Maddie Dawson, 12.4 points, first team all conference. Michaela Williams, 7.7 points, second team all conference. And Lavette Rivera Cruz, 10.1, second team all conference. The Lady Huskies will make the jump to the gold as well. Being the best school academically in the MPS, they don't get the athletes. This all can change if one elite girls family takes the drive to the South Side, right? All it takes is one good kid to go there and then others will follow. The Huskies play hard and are very well coached. O'Connor does a great job with those girls. Their goal is to not finish last in conference for Reagan. It's just that simple. Don't finish last in conference, and it's a successful season for them. They got aspiration of doing some other things. But, yeah, when you're coming into the new conference, you come from the other divisions, it's a different ball game. So it's just to keep the pride and just keep it going, all right? Right now, they're averaging 32.8 points per game and giving up 58.3. Haley averaging 13.3, and Maddie is averaging 11. Now, that's all our 8-team conference preview or whatever. We're going in the honorable mention. This team needs to be in the city conference anyway. Milwaukee Academy of Science needs to be in the Milwaukee City Conference. So period, point blank. They need to just put them in. But right now they're independent. Coached by G. O'Reilly. They were 2-2, 2017-18 records, 21-5, lost to Manitowoc Lutheran in the sectional final. They're independent. Returning players, Shamira Williams, 39.9 points per game, led the nation in scoring last year. New players to watch is Tanaya Williams and Nakia Hurst. The Lady Novas are in win now mode. With Shamira, they have a bona fide scorer. For the first time in her career, she has formidable help and not just role players who overachieve. MAS play many larger schools, and it'll be interesting to see how they fare against these schools this season. Now that she has some help, all right? Williams had an offer to go prep school and stayed in the city. In November, she committed to Marquette, which is right around the corner from her school, right? When all this is over, will she be the state's all-time leading scorer, a state champion, one of two, or both? I just know one thing: it's gonna be fun to watch. I like the way the girl plays. A lot of people hate on the girl. I like the way she plays. You know what I'm saying? She does what she want to do out there on the floor. You know what I'm saying? She does what she wants to do out there on the floor. So that's why I love to watch her play. So it's all good. Right now, Shamira's averaging 27 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals a game. Tanaya's averaging 21 points, and Kaya's averaging 13 points, 6 rebounds. Here we go. Projected conference finishes, y'all. I have King coming in first, followed by Vincent, Washington. For fourth place, I got a tie with Riverside and MSL. That means Hamilton fifth, Reagan sixth, and Bayview seventh due to the tie. Preseason, all conference, and player of the year based on 5 first and 5 second team. Last year, take y'all behind the curtain why we do 10 in the city. Our girls don't get the awards that they deserve. They don't get the accolades. So what we do, we got to make sure we give them the accolades. We give them their own, right? And sometimes you got to sacrifice. Sometimes you got to do what you need to do. But this is about the girls, and we make sure it was about the girls, all right? So my preseason, all conference, player of the year, based on 5 first and 5 second teams. If we're doing like other conferences do now that we have 8, people will say, well, how y'all have 5? Y'all went to 10. Now y'all got 8. Y'all going down to 5. It makes sense now. Enough with the BS. Make a choice and make a decision. All right. Confidence in the Clutch, preseason all conference. I have Sydney Roby, Kay Clark from King, Ariel Kirkwood from Vincent, Aaliyah Jones from Riverside, Lejanique Perry Ellis from Washington, first team. Second team, I have Soleil Johnson from Washington. I got Nelly Cologne Rodriguez from Vincent. I have Sydney Joy from King. I have Jaden Claypool from Riverside. And I have Marshall Bolden from Hamilton. Now, if we're doing, of course, there's going to be some swapping around. I can see Sydney Scruggs coming in here from Riverside. I can see JC Cunningham coming in from Riverside. I can see Linares Burnett from King jumping in. I can see those. I can see some of these other players dropping out, and I can see some of them coming in. That's a good 13 girls right there, though. You can't put 13 girls on first team, though. Right? So you got to figure it out. But yes, those last three players, those are the ones to watch, and some of these might fall off, right? Now, here go the thing, the player of the year. I got a 3-headed race, and it might be 4. I got Ariel from Vincent, Sydney from King, Kay from King, and Laser from Washington. I have those 4 girls who are all great and unique in their own and drive their team. I don't know what it's going to come down to for Confidence in the Clutch. I believe it's going to be another split, and this is the final year of the split, y'all. You know what I mean? I think they might even try to do a tri-player of the year. You heard it here first. They might do a tri-player of the year because it's going to be too hard to vote. it's going to be too hard to vote. Or either you go with the best team and the best player on the team, and then are you splitting hairs? We'll get into that. Rookie of the year. I got Sydney Scruggs and J.C. Cunningham. Sydney from Riverside, J.C. from MSL. Now, WIAA Playoffs predictions. I have Division I got King, state champions. I have Vincent for Division II, sectional semifinalists again. And for Division III, I got MSL making it to the sectional semifinals because by that time, them girls are going to be coached up and they're going to figure out how easy the game is and how simple it is and what they have to do. That's what I have. All right. So let me get some of this old school Gucci. Now, gold ball or bust. Like I told them in 2012, I have the team to do it. If we don't win, it's an unsuccessful season. I didn't say the other teams ain't shit. I didn't say the other coaches ain't shit. I didn't say none of that. I said if we don't win it, we had an unsuccessful season. People was hating. We win. Oh, y'all go ball the butt. We started out 1-4. And if I had them Division 1 players on my team, I don't need them. Ooh, talking crazy. Other teams went on 23-game winning streak and won that joint, yo. Put the paper out of the duffel bag up in Green Bay. Let them know what's happening. People didn't know what I was reaching for. I was reaching for that paper. I told y'all. Gold ball or bust. King, you're on the clock. Gold ball or bust. Period. We ain't talking about what happened in the past. Right now, gold ball or bust. MAS, you on the clock. Milwaukee Academy of Science. Gold ball or bust. Those two schools are definitely in gold ball or bust mode, period. They needed me to come in and come talk to them. I would have told them it's gold ball or bust, yo. There's nothing else. We ain't working for nothing else and get that drive. Now, the ideology of me doing it is to take the onus and the pressure off of the girls. All they got to do is go play fucking ball. Let me deal with all that. So that's why it's gold ball or bust, right? Now, let's get into this section of fact versus opinion. Storylines for the season that I see going on, right? So this is what I got. WIAA changed the sectional. This McGuanago need to be up at Stevens Point raising hell because they done changed their sectional about 4 times in the last 6 years, maybe. Guess where they at now? They're in sectional 4 now. So it's going to be King versus McGuanago to reach state. It's not right. It's not right. That's not right. You can't have the top two teams in the state. Come on, man. How's McGuanago in this sectional, but Racine Schools is, I don't get it. Whatever. The representation from the state and all that shit, let's try to get the best players. Even though they get reseeded when they get up there, that was a great thing. But come on. The sectional's bananas. I need to pull it up. If you look at that sectional, I am gonna pull it up because I got time. I ain't got shit but time. Listen, you gotta be kidding me. You really gotta be kidding me. And they changed the whole sectional around, y'all. But people gotta look at it. Let me put this sectional up for us, please. Good to see we still on the thing for the Shantae. All right, here we go. You got. Now the sectional semifinals in Kettle Moraine and Milwaukee South sectional finals at West Dallas Central as well. Stays the same. So we got DSHA, Franklin, Kettle Moraine. How in the hell are they here? All right. How is Kettle Moraine? Never mind. Tech, Hamilton, King, Pulaski, Riverside, Reagan, Milwaukee South, McGuanago, Muskego, Oak Creek, Waukesha North, Waukesha South, Waukesha West, West Dallas Central, West Dallas Nathan Hale. Wait a minute. They put Brookfield Central and Brookfield East and put them in the Arrowhead sectional with Menominee Falls in them with Arrowhead, and I don't get that. You put the Racine schools out with Beloit and Janesville. You put Racine and Kenosha with Madison, Beloit, and Janesville and Verona. I don't know. It's something going on here. How in the hell is Menominee Falls by Manitowoc and Sheboygan? And so Oconomowoc and Sheboygan is in the same sectional? That's crazy. Bayport, De Pere. Wait a minute. Arrowhead, Bayport, Brookfield Central, they all in the same sectional? with Green Bay, Sussex, Hamilton, Homestead, Menominee Falls. Come on, come on. I don't get it. Yeah. That's crazy. Y'all, come on now, y'all got to know that's some major. I'm just gonna say that's some major crazy. I don't know, but we ain't gonna trip. That's right. Let's keep on doing it, man. The transfer rule needs to get changed. It's really an urban rule, and I think it's a racially motivated move. I really think we can fix it real quick because they're letting girls get cleared now, right? It's situational how they get cleared and what they get cleared. You know what I mean? I've had girls transfer there for financial reasons from private schools, and the ones that transfer for other reasons, they had to sit. You know what I'm saying? So I know girls that should be able to play that didn't play, but at the same time, it all goes down to who's writing your appeal. And you know what I'm saying? Some schools ADs write the appeals for the parents and all that. So, you know, it is what it is. But I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You got to talk to the people that have been around the game to know how to write an appeal. But I mean, it got to be a real reason why you transferring. You can't be trained. It can't be a basketball move. But see, people say they send their kids to these schools. I'm sending my kid to King of Riverside for the education, but your kids ain't in IB or honors classes. And then you just send them there to play basketball. Just keep it real. But it is what it is. So to miss a quarter of the conference games, right? If you transfer, whatever you're gonna do, let these kids move, because the city of Milwaukee is so big, and sometimes things happen where I might move somewhere the bus don't come no more to get me. Next year when the MPS moves to putting everybody on the city bus now, so if I live on the east side but I go to Vincent, now it's gonna be something else. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to catch the city bus. I don't know if they're going to incorporate back the Flyers, but these are real issues that deal with girls basketball in the city. All right. Also, WIAA needs to move the season max games to 28 or something. I believe Illinois, they kind of unlimited, or 28 or 32 or whatever. We need to get more games. Give us more games to play. You know what I mean? Let's get us more towards the national powerhouses do in these other states. Give us more games, please. All right. Now, finally, let's get into sources say. Sources say co-ops that should happen. Here we go. I got some co-ops for you. It's too many teams in the girls division. Period. Point blank. It's too many teams. Not enough talent. You ain't got no tradition if you ain't got a gold ball. You don't have tradition. So this is what it is. You got to have a gold or a silver ball in that case to have talking about some tradition. And we want our kids that play co-op that joint. So if we do it geographically, we know King can hold their own. When I was at Riverside, we were able to hold our own, having 3 teams. Those are straight. I believe Reagan can hold their own. Now, let's take it to the other schools. If we take North, send them to Washington. If we take SETE, send them to Washington. That's that 22 and that 30 bus line right there. Send them straight to Washington, co-op those 3 schools. If we take Madison, send them out to Vincent, co-op them joints. If we take Marshall and MSL got to get out that small middle school gym. We take Marshall and MSL and combine them. And if we take these other small little schools, the McDowell's, at the Juno building, and all these other little schools, send them with MSL. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's co-op some of these schools to get us a strong 8-9 teams. And that's better. We don't need 2 divisions for what? You know what I'm saying? Then on the south side, let's look at it. You got South, you got Tech. Combine them joints. You can put Tech, South, and Pulaski. Combine them. Hamilton should be straight by themselves, be able to hold their own. If not, send Pulaski with Hamilton. But South and Tech and Bayview, South Tech and Bayview should be one team. And then Pulaski, if needs, so go to Hamilton or hold your own. That's it. So that's what I say. You know what I mean? I believe the schedules matter with stats. Okay. So coaches got to make sure they put these stats in for these girls, man. They got to have them out there. They got to put them up in a timely manner or fashion. Okay. Last season all conference list, it was 1 sophomore out of 20 girls, first and second team. That's a problem. I don't know what happened with that group, but that's a problem. Only 1 sophomore made all conference last year. Now they're juniors. This is the last run for some teams. Then it's total rebuild mode for some of y'all. It's total rebuild mode. This is it. If you don't get it done now, you're done. And And I don't know how you're going to get these kids in your school when everybody want their daughter to go to a quote-unquote good school. Now, understand you can get the same education, because when I see the MPS graduate stuff, no matter what nationality you are, but I see other nationalities coming through these same schools our kids go to or don't want to go to, and they getting good grades and getting scholarships. So you got to look at yourself and what you're doing. All conference and player of the year changes, right? The red and blue division had the same number of teams as gold. It only select 5 first and second team, right? Gold selects 10 for first, right? Like I told y'all before, it's situational. We wanted to give our girls who earned an award because we get slided in and stay with other awards. Player of the year has been split since 2012, 2013, the year after the infamous player of the year when they gave it to the girl from Madison, and it should have went to Aviana Young and Alexis Eccles at King. Yeah, should have went to them, and it went to, I forget the girl name, but it went to her. She was leading the state in scoring, and they said, how can we have the leading scorer in the state in our conference? She's not player of the year, and the coaches voted for it. You know what I'm saying? Because King didn't want to split hairs between Aviana and McDowell and Eccles. Yeah, that was so. I'm taking y'all behind the curtain of what be happening, y'all. That's what be happening. So it's like, man. So, but I think after this is done, they're gonna have to vote. I think it's done now. One thing that I tried to implement 2 years ago, it's time for us to do our own stuff, right? We can't lead the WIAA, but let's do like Chicago and New York do. Let's do a city conference tournament. They do their stuff before you won the Chicago city tournament. You won a New York public school city tournament, right? So I had it set up where we took the top 8 teams. We took the 5 we had. We took the blue division winner. We took the red division winner. Then we took the second place in the blue, put them in a situation like this. Everybody only schedules 19 games. That means you got 3 left open for the end of the year. And then we did it. We bracketed to join up where you had 1 and 8, 1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5. And the higher seeds host those games on Thursday. So the 1 seed host the games, and you're getting 2 games at that site, like a JV VAR. And then, the 5:30 and the 7, and then the number 2 seed held it. And you do the same thing there. The following night, whatever higher seed, you hold it at that again, right? And then you just got the semifinals, the higher seed left. So we have to do some scheduling and organizing. And then Saturday, we will have the championship Saturday, where we'll have the 7th place game, the 5th place game, and the 3rd place game starting at noon. So noon, 2, 4, with the city conference tournament champion game at 6 o'clock. Have it at one of our field houses, Vincent, South or North. Put it in, make it a big old thing to do about it, and make it all legit, man, and give us a city champion before we go into the WIAA playoffs, so we can say we won something. You know what I mean? Most of the time we go in WIAA playoffs, had nothing to show. We got over 15, 16, 17, 20-something wins and ain't got nothing to show because we think that's all we can win. We can win our city joint, yo. Nobody really look at them conference championships. Those mean something, though. But the city tournament thing with a trophy and medals and all that stuff to put in your trophy case is something that we need to do. I had it all laid out, but unfortunately, I'm not coaching no more. So, one thing, the Lady Tigers had one of the best recruiting classes in years coming in until the force out and removal of legendary coach Donald Nelson. Oh, that's me. To the legendary force out of me, right? You had Sydney, who putting in work right now. You had Tanaya and Kaya, who over at MAS coming. You had Maya, who goes to Pius. And you had Anaya from King. So, we had some height, and I had Olivia was there. You backload the schedule. You know what I mean? Olivia going to be cleared on the 26th. You backload the schedule. As long as you give the team like half the games, she get half the game and implement it, man, please. It was going to be done. Now, that's it, y'all. So, be looking for what we're doing here. Confidence in the Klutch presents In the Klutch City Conference Girls Game of the Week. You're going to see this. I was out at the King Vincent game. I saw it. I got there second half, finishing up an exam. But the In the Klutch City Conference Girls Game of the Week features a great matchup once a week from the Milwaukee City Gold Division. Expert analysis and some play-by-plays, okay? expert analysis, and some play-by-plays. Commentary from legendary coach Donald Nelson of KITK. Coverage includes breakdown of games and stats, exclusive interviews with players and coaches, and much more, y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. This is what we're doing for the girls. Part of the game, my way to give back for everything that's been given to me, y'all. Whether it's the game of basketball or the game of life, you got to have confidence in the clutch. Practice makes confidence. Pressure makes diamonds. Stay sucker free. Keep it a buck. Stay woke or get out. Gold ball or bust, y'all. Listen on Apple Podcasts and Google Play Music and at confidenceintheclutch.podbean.com. Subscribe, rate, and review. Hit that bell button to get notifications of new episodes and whenever we may go live. It's important. Visit us on Facebook /ConfidenceInTheClutch. Follow us Twitter and Instagram at K&K, y'all. Hope y'all like it. Leave it in the comments. Let me know. I'll be out there this week at a game. You're going to see me. I'm going to have my mic. I'm going to have my iPad. We're doing the thing. I'm keeping the stats. It's going to be a little bit slicker. Y'all gotta just work with me on the first one. I had the mic too close to my mouth, so it's a little rough. But, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, y'all. So just remember, with this game of basketball, the game of life, got to have confidence in the clutch. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Confidence on 3, in the clutch on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Confidence.
4, 5, 6.
In the clutch.
Confidence in the clutch.